Can I take over the entire world with levies? To be honest, levies suck. Most of the time, I just click the button to raise only my men-at-arms, as they do plenty to win the battles for me. So what if we ignore the best part of every military and instead use only levies? How far could we go? A duchy? A kingdom? An empire? How about the world? Can we do that? How far can a massive wave of peasants go? Guess you're just gonna have to watch the video to find out. But first, I gotta ask you all to please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to beat the official Crusader Kings III YouTube channel in subscribers, which we're surprisingly close to doing, and I think it will be possible this year. I appreciate all the support, and if you want to support the channel even more, you can become a channel member to get early access to all videos and vote on what I do next. Thanks again, and let's start this thing. I'm starting here in Eastern Africa, and yes, this is where Xylee started when he did levies only years ago. Check out this video after if you'd like, but it's simply the best place to start this challenge. We're doing it for the Nubian culture. It has Land of the Bow, which will give us plus 10% levy size in floodplains. And then we have Agrarian, which will give us plus 30% development growth in floodplains, minus 10% building costs in floodplains, and most importantly, can't believe I'm saying this is more important than development, plus 10% levy size in floodplains. The downside of Agrarian is the men-at-arms recruitment cost, which won't affect me at all, so it's perfect. Now there are more traditions I'll need to add later, but for now, this is the best culture out there. And you know, there's another reason this is the best start. All those buffs to floodplains would be useless if it weren't for the fact that all this land we own is, well, floodplains. Right now though, we have way too many holdings, even though we're a brilliant strategist which gives us a plus 2 bonus. We only have a max of 4, which is quite low but manageable. Since we have a martial education, I'll start the game off of a chivalry focus for the plus 5 advantage. We're gonna need to be a great commander to lead the peasants to victory. Now most of these perks won't be useful to us as they affect men-at-arms, but the gallantry does have a couple perks that increase advantage further. Now time to create some vassals. I'm first giving up land that isn't floodplains. Now I'll give up floodplains land that is smaller with less holding slots, and land that's further from our capital. We definitely want to keep this county since it has a grand cathedral building slot. I'm now officially down to the 4 counties we're going to hold directly. There's one more, very important reason floodplains are so good. They have the regimental grounds building that other terrain types simply don't have. It gives plus 150 levies and plus 20% levy reinforcement rate at level 1. The reinforcement rate means that when our levies die, they'll come back that much quicker. I guess it makes our people have more babies or something. Now compare that to the barracks, which is the usual military building. It only gives plus 100 levies and no bonus to reinforcement rate. I'll hold off building the regimental grounds for now, as more importantly, we need some gold. I'm getting farms and fields. My general strategy will be to get as much gold as possible to get all the building upgrades we could ever dream of. I'd also love to get some research going, as I gotta say our culture is way behind. That'll be a future goal though. Our development is quite low. As soon as I get strong enough to fight, I want to form the Kingdom of Nubia. We need one more county to do so. This guy right here is all alone, and maybe he'll become my vassal peacefully? I don't think we can win a war right now with only our levies. Oh, I had no idea about this. Our government has a female preference gender law, which means my daughters will inherit before my sons. Huh, that'll be interesting. That just means when I marry off my daughter to our southern neighbor, I need to make sure it's a matrilineal marriage. Having an alliance makes them more likely to become our vassal, although it still seems like a long shot. I'm debating between keeping these archers or not. I won't use them in battle of course, and they cost us 0.44 gold per month, but they make enemies less likely to declare war on us. Ah, screw it, let's get rid of the suckers. Man, do I wish I could use Nile archers though, they sure have some great stats. Our ally has called us into a war, so it's time to see what we can do without any preparation. It's saying we'll probably lose, but the game knows nothing. Hey, we won, except it looks like our allies helped. Where did they come from though? When I get enough money, I'm getting in new farms and fields, and I'll do this until each county has them. This is 3 out of 4 right there. Wait, my suzerain? I'm a tributary? Of Egypt? How did I not notice? Yeah, look at that. I'm losing half my gold to suzerain taxes. Well, we can't have that. I gotta get out of this somehow. I can't break free, can I? I could go to war with Egypt, which I would certainly lose. Our suzerain is gay. I might be able to use this. The courtship perk gives us a plus 30% chance to romance schemes. Okay, let's do this. Let's romance the Sultan of Egypt. Well, that failed immediately. Okay, new plan. I can submit to a different suzerain. This would change us from 50% taxes to 25%, which isn't perfect, but it's definitely better. And this guy is weaker too, so we'll be able to get our independence from him much quicker. Only issue with this whole being in Africa thing is the crazy amount of raiders. I just gotta show them who's the boss. And yes, I know there's a few knights in here. I'm sorry guys, I'm a failure. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to pretend they don't exist for the rest of the game. I'm getting our 4th and final farms and fields, and once they all finish, I'm getting regimental grounds. I'm looking at the rest of the martial perks, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really need any of these. I'll switch over to a wealth focus for the extra money, and the stewardship perks will help me build. More raiders came, and we're losing to them from the looks of it. Yeah, I mean levies suck after all. Our farms and fields are completed, so now I'll get some more levies. Each regimental grounds will give us 150 levies, so I'll build as many as I can. And while we're upgrading, I can look at what the future holds. I need to get the strength in numbers cultural tradition. It'll give us a huge plus 25% levy bonus in all counties. I'm just gonna need 6,500 more prestige, which will take a while to get. We're 27 prestige closer thanks to some raiders. Wow. Our third regimental grounds. To create the kingdom of Nubia, we need just one more county. We have a claim on this county right here, which will get us past that threshold. Nothing to it but to do it. We have doubled their men, thank goodness, we kind of need that advantage, and now I'm taking the war goal. I'm building the last regimental grounds we can currently have. And just so you know, I could call on my ally to guarantee this win, but I really want to try to win with just my levies instead of using alliances. War goal achieved, and now we can just wait until we win. Well, we're gonna have to do some defending. I'm perfectly happy to call on my ally for this though. I've won the defensive war, and now I can go back north and win the actually important war. There we go, an easy conquest, and now I should be able to create the Nubian kingdom. It looks like we just needed another duchy title. We might have not even needed that county. I need to save up some money to create the titles. The duchy title is 250 gold, and now for the kingdom title, which will cost 500 gold, so I need to wait a bit. I just inherited a county, which is actually great because we're about to get another holding slot. 500 gold achieved, and now we're officially a queen. Becoming a queen got us another holding slot, so that's why that was good timing. Sometimes when you get a new title, the dudes around you are willing to become vassals, but in this case, they're tribal and I'm feudal, so it doesn't look like they really want to join. Man, with an alliance with these guys, they're so close to joining. Well, that person that I wanted to vassalize is gone, so I don't think it's gonna work out. I have enough renown for my first dynasty legacy, and I bet a lot of you think I'm gonna go down the erudition branch, but nope, I'm going with law. Delegated authority has the potential to give us extra levies, and home estates gives +1 domain limit, which can be used for more levies. My coronation is over, and I'm swearing an oath to shape the realm, which means I need to build at least 8 buildings in the next 20 years. Should be easy. This small realm will become our vassal, so there's some more land. The stewardship perk organized muster rolls gives +100% levy reinforcement rate. I'm gonna save up money until I can build this grand cathedral, which shouldn't take too long. We have a lot of income and we're no longer a tributary. I didn't have to do anything, our contract just ended. A few years later and we have the money for it. The cathedral will give us 2 gold a month, plus a 20% bonus to the entire county. And it'll give us a whole bunch of development. Exiles, huh? I could let them in and get some development, but I don't want our county's religions to change. Oh, more exiles. Same thing for you guys. A third group of exiles? What is happening in the world? Now that we're building that cathedral, I can go back to upgrading our buildings, which just means upgrading our farms and fields. We don't have the text to upgrade anything else. I just got divided attention, which means we can hold another county. I fabricated a claim on this county earlier, and now I can revoke the title to control it directly. Holding a county directly gives us way more levies than having just a vassal. In the new county, I'm getting another regimental grounds, so even more levies. My player heir and daughter's husband just died. Let's get her a better one. I can look through the inheritable traits, pick out a smarty pants among the crowd. Maybe we'll have some good grandkids. Our grand cathedral finished constructing, and man is their income much higher. Look at that right there. You know that 20% would apply to the capital bonus too. I should move my capital here. It'll also make developing the land easier thanks to that huge buff. Money is no issue now, so let's get prestige through events. I don't really have any buildings to construct, but if I did, it'd be much easier thanks to the architect perk. Back to the prestige though. I'm gonna hold a grand tournament with the lowest settings possible to hopefully get enough prestige for a new tradition. Hey, we qualify for the archery contest. I can't believe I won. I guess no one good came to the tournament, and I think I paid the rest. Ah, dang it, I thought we were past this. Well, we are super not past this. They actually want to take over my entire kingdom. We have a really good commander, so all hope is not lost. Okay, maybe our hope is lost. We're losing this first battle. Okay, the southern war might just be lost, but we're still a kingdom if we beat this war up here. This probably won't help for this war, but once we win this, we'll also be able to unlock barracks real soon, so we'll be able to upgrade our regimental grounds. Let's do this. We actually won, heck yeah. We're just trying to get a white peace, and the good news is that our culture has a tradition that makes it easier. I lost one county, which doesn't really matter, because we're gonna win this other war. Well, maybe win isn't the right word, but we definitely survived. The astute diplomat tradition helped us white peace and survive, but why just survive when I could win wars? I'm swapping it with strength in numbers. 31 years? I thought it'd be quicker than that. Oh come on, this always plays when I play in Eastern Africa. I'm just always fighting wars non-stop. At least we should be okay, right? Nope, maybe not. Why do these guys have so many troops? We gotta win this battle. Oh my, we actually did win. That was a close one. I just discovered the barracks innovation. With that, I will upgrade each of our regimental grounds, and hopefully this will make our army big enough to scare off any potential invaders. Next, I'll go with onagers. And I know, they're technically a men-at-arms, but I'm going to allow siege units with no damage. Otherwise, this challenge is so incredibly dumb, so I just kind of have to do it. I just crushed the enemy army, and now we've won. Thanks for the gold. Ooh, this would be fun. I want to get strong enough to do a holy war against Egypt. Their leader is a Muwaladism follower, so we'd actually only have to defeat them since there aren't any other nearby Muwaladists. Oh yeah, my faith is Coptic, a Christian faith. Our succession is not looking good. I can get this child to take the vows, removing them from succession. Actually, I can get 2 of them to take the vows. That's actually our succession mostly fixed. I'm okay with this. My domain is close to being maxed out for our current techs. I got this granddaughter here who's intelligent. It's looking like she'll be a great commander. And with that brave trait, I'm sure of it. Guys, Egypt is in a war right now, and most of their troops are mercenaries. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna sail straight for the capital in hopes that the enemy army is off doing something else. Yeah, they're down here taking one of our counties, which is all good because I'm about to take their capital. And we got it. Let's continue to siege and get even more war score. The Egyptian army has arrived, and I'd love for them to cross this bridge and attack us here, but it looks like they won't. They're scared of us. If we win this, we'll win the war. Let's go. Crap, my heir just died. Wait, my new heir is her oldest daughter. Her second oldest daughter is that amazing heir I've been raising. But none of that matters at this moment. We won the war against Egypt. I didn't actually think we'd win, but we did. I have a lot of land to give away, but I won't be giving away Cairo, as it has this university special building here. And it's a floodplains county, which is exactly what we want. For our succession, I can get our current heir to take vows. And she said no. Fair enough. I'll throw her in prison and then force her to take the vows. Our intelligent granddaughter is now our primary heir, totally as planned. Yeah, we got pretty lucky. I can even pass on our aggressive attacker commander perk, which is a fantastic bonus when leading armies. Just gotta add regimental grounds to Cairo, and once that's completed, we'll have a great county here. I might also want Alexandria as it's a Coptic holy site. It's the wrong terrain type though. I'm kind of surprised we even got this far of levies. Hopefully when we die, we can keep it together. While we wait for our inevitable death, I'll expand into the nearby regions. Okay, well that's a lot of enemy troops. Yeah, so much for expanding, my mistake. Dang, 1,177 gold lost. Oh, that hurts a lot. I gotta remember that with only levies, I can't take wars that I normally easily win. I can only take surefire victories. I might have to wait the 20 years for strength in numbers to come into effect before declaring another war. The second law legacy reduces the title creation cost, which is nice. It was a good rule, but now that it's over, we're in a bad spot. Our new character only has a holding limit of 3. We have good stats, but with a level 2 learning education, we don't get any extra holdings. Thank you, Paradox. Very cool. I'm starting off with a chivalry focus. I just have a feeling we're about to be in a lot of wars. My first action as queen will be to get educated. Oh, thank goodness. We leveled up our education trait for another domain slot. We're still above our domain limit, so I'll give away Cairo until we're strong enough to take it back. Now for the revolts. There's a faction wanting to instill their uncle on the throne, so let's get him to take the vows. Well, that didn't change anything. Apparently he can still be put in charge. There's no way to stop this independent faction either, as they're all of a different religion. I can try to convert them, but they all hate me. At least I got a couple vassals out of the faction. There's only one person in the entire world willing to marry me right now, so we're not getting an alliance. There's the independence faction. The leader of the faction is right here, so I'll attack straight away. I want to get enough war score to wipe peace before the enemy groups up. Crete? What? And we have a peasant rebellion going on now. I took this first revolt's capital, and this actually gotten us just enough war score to wipe peace. Whoa, this claimant faction is way bigger than the other revolts. I'm not sure if I should focus on the peasant revolt or the claimant faction first. This is going to help massively. The hard rule perk gives plus 50% siege progress against revolts. The enemy army here looks too big for us to beat, so I'm not going to fight them. Instead, I'm going around. I can go for their capital, and maybe they'll just let us be? Nope, they're coming for us. Let's quickly move to the desert mountains. Oh my god, that was close. Close for me too. I lost an eye and I lost an arm. This woman took charge at only 16 years old, and her entire reign has been during war. And she's been leading the armies. And I suppose she's paid a price. Okay, quick, let's take their capital. I took their capital, but still can't end the war yet. This war in the north is one that I'm not going to be able to win, so I suppose Crete and therefore the Byzantines are going to expand in my territory. Woohoo! We can end the claimant faction war. As expected, we lost this one. The only one that remains is the war with the Ashari peasants. Hopefully we can just beat them up. Peasants v peasants. We were scarred in the battle, but we won nonetheless. What a crazy first few years of rule. I doubt anyone's gonna want to mess with her now though. Like I mentioned earlier, she lost an eye and an arm in that one battle, and now she has scars across her face. Guys, I just had the most insane idea. I'm joining the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire is an administrative realm, which means our liege could take our title for free at any time, so I need to adjust my contract to prevent that. To do so, I need to increase my taxes, but that's fine. Realistically, it's only going to increase our taxes by a few tenths of a gold per month. I have the option to adopt a centralized bureaucracy, which would make us an administrative government, and give us a chance to take over the empire peacefully, but it's a bad idea. Levies go way down in an administrative, so I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to get the meritocracy perk to unlock the claim throne scheme. I'm finally doing my coronation. I was kind of busy before with all the civil wars, but I'm swearing to ensure the peace because I want that extra domain slot. I would like to merge our culture with Egyptian, but I need to wait for strength and numbers to be established first. To get the meritocracy perk, I'm switching to a wealth focus. In the meantime, I'm allying myself to England of all places. I gotta say, liege, that is a bad idea. He's made us a spy master. I've unlocked the meritocracy perk, and I'll immediately start a claim throne scheme. He just made us a spy master, of course, so the scheme will be super easy. It looks like it's gonna take a while though. I successfully ensured the peace, so I got an extra domain slot and 2.5 development in our entire realm. I'm glad we make a lot of gold because these guys are making me bribe them to join the scheme. I'll also switch to a skullduggery focus now, which will increase our secrecy and give us perks to help with schemes. Let's do this thing. Soon I will rule the Byzantine Empire. Heck yeah, we got a claim. Let's go to the factions page and create a claimant faction. I can select myself and it's not working. You are disfigured or deformed. So I did all this to keep our realm together. I forged a claim on the Byzantine Empire, one seen as legitimate, but I can't do anything about it because in the process of winning, I was gravely injured. Was all of this for nothing? Yeah, maybe. My vassals are dying and sometimes they give the land away to Egypt, so that's quite annoying. Oh yeah, if I can't take over the Byzantine Empire right now, then I'll get my independence. Maybe then I can use my claim to take the empire. Ew, this Egypt cancer keeps growing. There's a new emperor, and I can say he stinks to get some pretty cool buffs. That'd be much better if I had men-at-arms, but cheaper mercenaries could come in handy. This time, I've been made the marshal of the empire. We're so close to getting strength in numbers. Finally! I really should have diverged my culture for the tradition instead of just adding it. We can create a hybrid with Egyptian now. I'll have to change the language to Arabic, but that's okay with me. I'm keeping the 3 traditions to give us levies, of course. I'm adding philosopher culture, which will make learning education traits and the scholar trait give cultural fascination progress. And lastly, look what we have here. By the sword. It makes this Kingdom Holy Wars you can only do once per lifetime easier to do. And on top of that, it lets you do as many as you want instead of just one. This merge will also give us tons of innovations, so we'll no longer be behind on techs. We'll get a plus 10% development growth buff from currency, and plus 1 domain limit from Gavel Kind. Our western 3 counties converted, but the 2 eastern ones didn't, so I gotta convert them manually. Man, is our research speed way faster, since it's determined by the average development of all our culture's counties. Since only our most developed land made the conversion, that speed's quicker. Now that we have our own culture and we got the extra levies from it, let's get our independence. I'm gonna hire mercenaries to do it. I can take these men-at-arms and knights from the mercenaries, and then delete them. So yes, I'm using mercenaries, but I'm still only using levies. Yeah, we got this in the bag. We already defeated their army. I'm gonna chase the army over here to beat them up again. Wait. This is super easy. I can go back and forth following the army to defeat them. Yeah, that was all it took. That's so funny. We're independent once again. Ah, shucks. It looks like we can't use our claim to declare war for the Byzantine title. It's that whole being disfigured thing. The game is hard-coded to prevent taking the title when you have an injury, I guess. My plan to form the Roman Empire as this character using the Byzantines isn't going to work. It does say here that pressed claims are considered legally strong and that they are inherited as unpressed claims by the children of the claimant. So once we die, our kids should be able to fulfill my dream. In theory, that is. I'm not sure if the claim throne scheme claims work that way. Yeah, whatever. Let's take back Egypt. Oh, cool. We unlocked onagers. Yes, I clickbaited you by saying levies only. And come on, you know, our only soldiers are levies. But I have to have siege units or I won't be able to do anything. People will be upgrading their castles, and I'll take multiple years to take just one castle. It'd be literally impossible to take over a bunch of places. We took our land back quickly. As for our next innovation, we have the early medieval ones to pick from. Manorialism is what I usually go for duchy buildings and level 4 economic buildings, but magistrates could be good as it gives another building slot. Since we can't take the Byzantine Empire, I'll need to form my own empire. I could do this holy war here, but they're Ashari, which means the big old Abbasids would join, and I don't want that. Let's take over the Kingdom of Africa instead. I just did a Carthage game, so this will feel like home. We easily won. This land is cool, but it doesn't really help us form an empire. Oh yeah, I forgot about this, but we unlock city keepers from the Egyptian culture, so I can fill in our empty holding slots with cities. They'll bump our levies up a bit. And of course, they'll give development as usual. So you know how I said the Abbasids will probably join this? I'm gonna ignore that and go for it anyways. There are a lot of enemy troops, so this war isn't super easy. But it looks like the power of desert mountains are working out for us once again. Man, the biggest issue with levies, other than them kinda sucking, is that they're always starving to death. We won though, the Abbasids didn't join. To form the Empire of Abyssinia, we're going to need 21 more counties to our south. I don't have a war goal against the other Coptics, but I can go after the Muslims. After each war won, I'm having to go back and fix our vassals, as I'm right at our vassal limit line. Basically, I need to give small vassals to larger vassals to fix this issue. If we go above our limit, each vassal will give us less gold, and levies, and we can't have that. We're getting closer as we only need 10 counties now. We just need 3 more. Once we win this war, we'll be at the county threshold. There we go, the land is achieved. I can now form the empire title for a ridiculous 800 gold. And we've done it. We're an emperor. Our first empire of many to come. When we entered the early medieval, we also got a new cultural tradition slot. What should we get? I'm thinking parochialism. It makes cities give more levies. This other stuff doesn't matter. It makes city vassals give more levies and taxes. It just makes the most sense to get. Hey, don't do that. We're an empire now, so I can invite a kingdom claimant to our court. With that claimant, we can take over all of Demont in just one war. So that's nice. That's all the land of our de jure empire under our control, so I can go for other people now. Whoa, I can get an alliance with the Holy Roman Empire. I'm marrying my son to the Emperor's daughter, although this isn't for the alliance, but instead for the claim. I have 2 sons who'd be great rulers, but I have to pick between them. One's a good steward, and the other is good at learning. The learning son doesn't have as good of traits, but learning education traits in our culture provide cultural fascination progress, so I'm thinking I'll go with him. Before we die, I'm going to continue expanding into the smaller nations around us, but I don't really need to show these small wars anymore. Oh yeah, to fix succession, I'm going to finally use the give your son control of a city technique. If you make your son a republic vassal, it removes him from succession. I don't usually use this since it seems cheesy, to be honest with you. Guys, I've been making a mistake. I have the fort building, but I should instead have orchids. Orchids provide some levies. At max level, they even increase percent levies in the whole county. I can't believe I didn't notice this. It definitely makes the floodplains terrain even better for this challenge. I just took Sardinia, that was fun, and since I'm old, I'm trying to convert the vassals. If they're a different religion, they'll definitely rebel against my son. I want to die. I'm at university with the goal of intentionally stressing my character out, but it didn't really work. She's just too smart. How about we go on a faraway pilgrimage with no protection? I messed up our heart. Oh, yep, that certainly worked. Our new character is the learning focused son I mentioned, so I'll start this off with a scholarship focus, although extra piety could be good, but no. Development growth for the win. I swore to ensure the peace, which I'll definitely not do. We have sanctioned loopholes, which will let us buy claims with piety. And next we'll get scholar, which gives development growth. And with philosopher culture, it gives fascination progress, on top of just being virtuous, so that's cool. University leveled up my education trait for even more fascination progress. Wait, guys, it really was inherited. Oh my god, I could take the entire Byzantine Empire in one war. So the thing about the Byzantines is that they can use influence to get more troops from their vassals. But Basilis Raphael here doesn't have much influence. This would be an absolutely massive win. The Byzantine troops came to us, so let's see if we stand a chance. Get 'em, peasants! Oh man, I'm so glad the AI sucks and let us fight them separately. Now let's start taking the Byzantine land. Just for reference, this is why I need siege units. Without them, this would take like 6 years to siege, if not more. Capital achieved. Let's keep sieging. We're still fighting, but we got the 4th dynasty legacy, which makes powerful vassals on our council give us more golden levies. That could be useful, but this is better. A massive war won. There you have it. Abyssinia controls the Byzantine Empire. We've unlocked the decision to form the Roman Empire, a hegemony title that I'll definitely be going for. Okay, now for the bad things. We're way above our vassal limit. I need to create titles and then give them the larger vassals. Creating titles costs a heck of a lot of money, but we have to do it. My strategy for this is to give land to random nobles and then check their traits. If their traits are good, so traits that stop them from rebelling, then I give them a big title. I'm out of money for titles now, so I just need to manually click all the counties I want to give to them. I really wish there was some way to just give out all your land to random nobles instead of manually going to each county. I'm having to give away over 100 counties and like 15 kingdoms, by the way. But yeah, this guy's honest and compassionate, so he gets a kingdom. Sort of, I'm kind of just eyeballing it, giving people random counties that roughly match the kingdoms. I need to adjust the vassals in the rest of our land too, because we're so incredibly past our limit. Ooh, this will help nicely. The Crown of Justinian gives us plus 5% renown, plus 1 domain limit, crazy by the way, and a plus 10 vassal limit. What a core artifact. Without that, I'm not sure if I'd ever get below the max vassal limit. Now for the second big problem, rebellions. All this land is of a different culture, different religion, and outside of our de jure title. We technically own the Byzantine Empire, but de jure only applies to your primary title. I finally done it. I'm below our vassal limit. And immediately a new guy wants to join to put us back over the limit. But sure, you can join. I needed that land for the Roman Empire anyways. We're like right on the edge for this rebellion. Maybe we can stop it. Ooh, I'm not going to be able to stop this populist faction. Yeah, this is looking like a situation where I'm just going to have to deal with a bunch of rebellions at once. I converted some people to remove them from the faction, but we still got to deal with more. I'll call England in to help if they even arrive in time. And of course, once one revolt starts, a bunch of others do too. I don't like the white peace rebellions because they'll just come back in 5 years and do the same thing, but it's really our only option if we want to survive. The peasants have way too many troops for me to deal with, so instead I'm just sieging their land. I couldn't win this way, but it helped me get enough war score to white peace. Over time, our vassals should convert the Orthodox land to Coptic, and in doing so, we'll get closer to stability. Back home, I'm finishing filling up all our extra slots with cities. I got that parochialism buff after all. Banus innovation discovered? That's a plus 15% levy reinforcement rate right there. And it gives these contract types that reduce gold taxes, but increase levy taxes. We only white peace them, so I gotta keep putting the peasants down until they get converted or die. I discovered manorialism. Now we have many options for our next tech. Battlements is the normal one to go for when increasing your economy, but I think chronicle writing would be good to go for. Do I want better buildings, or do I want to form the Roman Empire quicker? I think I want to expand. Now for duchy buildings, I actually can't get any of the military ones to give levies. Royal Armories gives plus 20% levy size, so I'll definitely want that later, but I need a different tech. For now, I'll just go with Royal Reserves. It'll get our development growth up, which is good, and it'll make other techs research quicker. To form the Roman Empire, we need the right land, which of course includes Rome. Wait, seriously? I can buy a claim on Rome from the Pope. How does it even work? The papacy is allied to the Empire of Italia, so this wouldn't be a war I could easily win. And I'm also gonna have to deal with another uprising first. Dang peasants. Although I suppose our entire army is made of peasants. Italia also has land we need, so I could go for that first to test the waters. It'll be an easier war, and maybe the Pope won't use all his money to get mercenaries for his ally. Yes sir, looks like we're gonna be able to win this one. I just gotta keep scaring the enemy away until we win off time. And I might as well take this time to destroy the Pope state to make him weaker for me to take. There's Capua achieved. And now that they're weakened, let's take Rome. Surprisingly easy to take. The enemy was scared of our numbers. Roma reconquered. There's a couple regions checked off the list. I'm going for Venice for another easy one checked off. There we go, just 4 more to go. 2 in Italy and 2 in the Abbasid Empire. Should I even cover the revolutions anymore? Each one feels like it could be the end, but I can't lose, right? I just hope my son can come of age before we die, otherwise we're screwed. I don't like the look of that. My kids are too young to get to take the vows, so I need to handle this another way. Luckily we have some more time, lowering our stress is helping out. Let's form a holy order before we die. We can use the levy portion of it. But really though, I'm still gonna die soon, so I'll buy claims on the land of the Abbasid Empire we need. That is stressing me the heck out though. Stupid just trait. Yep, it's killed me. I hate to have to use this, the actual feature to disinherit kids. It costs quite a bit, but I need to do it or I'll lose the Byzantine Empire. I mean, I can still imprison a child and then, execute them. Yeah, now that definitely killed me. I'll send my new guy to a university so that when he becomes an adult, he'll have a better education trait. But can we survive these trials and tribulations? They're not fans of the fact my father did all those terrible things to them, or fans that I'm just a kid ruling them. Hopefully we can siege the castles to win, mostly because there's a ton of rebellion starting and I just don't want to deal with this. When there's multiple, I white peace. When there's just one, I'll probably try to win it. When it rains, it pours, and we now have the Abbasids coming to mess me up too. They're trying to take quite a bit of our land. I'm just gonna hope they can't win before we beat the rebels. I took Venice because it was the enemy capital, but that capital has changed and it's actually in Africa now. Hey, we're an adult now. We're learning, dude. Now that I actually have the capital, we should start to win this thing. Even though my troops are starving. That's what I like to see. Okay, peasants, restock your supplies because we're not done with this whole war thing. We have a whole lot of Abbasids to defeat. Of course, instead of being there for my peasants, I'll be partying and having a coronation. Are you ready, men? I sure hope so, because we're off. Oh yeah, I have this region that took control while I was still a kid, and he's really causing a mug. I can offer nothing to get rid of him, which he'll say no to, but it'll give me back more control. We've arrived, and I guess I'll just retake some castles. The Abbasid capital is all the way over here, so it'll be hard if I want to take that. Okay, so I can't win a battle. Oh my god, I hate how events do this during war. At least we have the scientific perk for quicker research speed. Let's get a holy order. Only the levies, of course. I'm deleting the rest, and I can get some mercenaries too. Which again, I'm only keeping the levies. Sucks that I have to pay for all the men-at-arms just to get rid of them. And instead of fighting, I'm gonna siege down their land. The Abbasids are coming over, so let's get the heck out of here. And now I'll go back to the Greek land and take it back. Ha! What are they to do, right? This is working so well. If they come back here, I'll just go start taking their land again. That won't be necessary though, the plan worked. We finally have some time to work towards expanding again. The Duchy of Romagna is one we need. Wait, what? The capital of Italy is in northern Germany. Huh, well, that'll make it take longer to win the war, but oh well. Italy is so broken up though, so it didn't matter. And we have another duchy we need. Lombardy has a duchy we need as well. Although an Italian vassal is going for the same duchy we need, and if they win, we'll have to wait for our truce. If only I could protect them from Italy, and then take the land myself. I'm 1 point off from sanctioned loopholes, which will let me buy a claim. Rebellions are also starting to get less common, as large portions of our land are being converted to the Coptic faith. There's sanctioned loopholes. Now I can buy a claim on the Duchy of Genoa, and go for it right away. Just in time too, they were about to lose this duchy. Now I can take it for myself. Another easy win, now I just gotta defend the land from the other guys. Why do people still attack me? The war is for a single county down here? It's genuinely not worth fighting for, you guys can just have it. We need one more county in Italy that the HRE currently owns, and I know just how to get it. The Convince de jure territory action. It's a steward task that makes the target county join its de jure liege. Let's see. Oh, cool. It'll only take 9 years, so yeah, I'll do that. I'm not so sure I could beat the HRE right now, so this will work great. But why don't we have Romagna anymore? Oh my god, they took a county back. Well, that's just annoying. Also, our purchase claims in the Middle East didn't get inherited, so I need to buy them again. Back to the Convince de jure liege thing. I'm befriending my steward by having a feast with him, as it'll make him do his job quicker. Yay, we made a friend! It'll only take 6 years now. I gotta take that county back, which should be easy considering our opponent has 86 men. We're very close to being able to do this. Now, I can't go to war with the Abbasids yet as I need chronicle writing, but it'll only take 2 more years for us to get that. Crap, stuff like this could really mess us up though. My vassal of Genoa is being attacked, and there's nothing I can do. Our realm is so big that we can only join defensive wars that have been going on for 3 years or longer. Oh, I have an idea. I'll give Genoa to a larger vassal that should hopefully help with the defense. The 5th and final dynasty legacy I wanted, home estates for +1 domain limit. You can hardly tell domain limit was nerfed with how many slots I have. To form the Roman Empire, we also need to be a legendary figure, so we need a ton of prestige. I might as well start going for that. We've unlocked chronicle writing. That means it's time for war. Once we finish the hunt. Now it's time for war. We can take both duchies we need at the same time, but first I gotta deal with this. It's a nomadic uprising, which is the most annoying kind of revolt. It's impossible to stop before it starts, and it doesn't even matter how large your army is, so you just have to beat them in war. And once you beat their army, they just run away on their horses and you have to sit there and wait for them to come back, unlike the other kinds of rebellions. Once they finally come back, you can put an end to it. But man is it annoying when multiple happen at the same time. But it's okay because that revolt is over now. Let's take some Abbasid land. For this war, I'm going to get tons of mercenaries. Dang, that's a lot. But now I gotta get rid of the beautiful men-at-arms. Rest in peace, their poor souls. Hey, we just got Bari from our Convince de jure. And just like that, we beat the Abbasids, so we should have all the required land. Oh my god, we lost the other county in Romagna. It's the same county as before. Okay, whatever. We need to reach legendary figure status anyway. I just gotta hold lots and lots of events. Love them events. Look at me winning the recital. And the archery. I can go on a long tour for lots of prestige. We're just over 2/3 of the way to legendary figure. I'm even doing a grand wedding event, so that's how you know I'm taking this seriously. Now that's a great innovation for us to get. I can upgrade our crown authority, which will make vassals give us +10% more levies. It's everything I could have dreamed of. That's another 1,000 men right there. Can we beat the Holy Roman Empire? to become the Roman Empire? I don't know, let's find out. The HRE has less troops than I was expecting, but they're also just running away, and since I have the war goal, I can just let them be. I have no supplies, so I don't even want to fight them. Luckily, they're scared. Looks like winning a battle got us enough prestige for legendary figure status. That sweet victory is ours. A bit anticlimactic. We're about to form the Roman Empire, which will get us a hegemony title, a step above empire, a great war goal, and a new religion. I want to take the first option. There are no half measures. Hellenism has something special for levies that I want. We'll also get access to the Pax Romana Casus Belli, a powerful casus belli that can target an entire empire at once. Taking this decision though will make all peasants target me, increase wars from other kingdoms, and it'll accelerate the Mongol invasion. But we aren't cowards. So the base Hellenism sucks. It's got lean tenets and it's an unreformed faith. Luckily I have everything we need to reform it. The only negative about this is that it'll disable our cool capital Grand Cathedral. Yeah, look at that, it's not working. But that cathedral doesn't affect levies, so this would be a good change overall. The main tenet I wanted, household gods. It increases conversion speeds, makes Augustus a virtue, which is the trait we get for ruling the Roman Empire, and most important, it gives plus 25% levy reinforcement rate. And just so you know, this tenet is only available to Hellenists. Next, I want tax non-believers, not for extra gold, but for once again, a plus 25% levy reinforcement rate. I expect all my land to be of our faith. And lastly, I want legalism. It'll make factions less common since I always have virtuous traits, and it makes just virtuous. I'll make it so I'm the head of faith, let incest be a thing, and being a witch can be virtuous, that'd be cool. Reforming the faith is relatively cheap thanks to our learning perks. What the frick, why don't I have a successor? Let me guess. Yep, my kid didn't convert religions. Okay, there you go. Now you know who the real gods are. I don't know, Mars and stuff? I'll start promoting a holy legend as once it hits 100 counties, I'll get the decision to convert a ton of land to our religion. So about that war stuff. I don't seem to have the Pax Romana war goal. I tried reloading the game and nothing. What is happening? Fun fact, the Pax Romana war goal is broken. Thank you, Paradox. Very cool. That's going to make expanding harder, but we still have a few tricks. Since we're a hegemon, we can use an emperor claimant. We're unable to convince this guy to come to our court. What I can do is increase our lodging court amenities, which will cost quite a bit of gold per month, but it'll let us invite more people. Yep, see, he's down to join our court. I'll then give him some money to get him to convert to our religion. And now look what I can do. I can go to war for the entire empire at once. It's going to cost us a lot of prestige, that's for sure. Let's do this thing. Unrelated, but I renamed my country to Peasant Land. I just thought it fit. I'm sending my levies directly to the enemy capital, and we should be able to siege land until we win. Yeah, because the Abysses are in a bunch of civil wars and whatnot. Like, look at their troops being busy down here. It's a bit of a struggle to prevent my troops from starving to death, but I should be as good as I take more land. Yeah, that was easy. I gotta say, that might have been the easiest full empire I've ever gotten. Look at that beauty. What a lot of land we just got. Man, do I wish we could keep going like that, but nope, we don't have the war goal we're supposed to. Getting an empire is cool, but what about getting another hegemony? That's right, we're gonna head to China. China is too far, so I need to take a pit stop in India first. Border raid, but it's a war instead of just raiding? How does that work? I don't know, they're just attacking one county. Whoa, oh god, look at that war score. I think I'm gonna lose against the border raid. Okay, losing the war didn't really do much, and it's not my direct holding anyways, so I don't really care. I've won the war in India, and we now have a couple of options of where to go next. The Indonesian region is super rich. Let's get ourselves some islands. Our opponent has a lot of men. I suppose that's never really stopped me before. And we should be good on money too, since I got level 2 castles from battlements, and can now upgrade our economic buildings. Actually, these buildings probably don't even matter. Most of our money is from vassal taxes. Wait, stop. Oh crap, I screwed up. You know, I've had better days. Oh wow, what a great time to show off the amazing levy reinforcement rate buffs we have gotten. But yeah, actually though, my levies come back super quickly, like 1,000 per month or something. It's awesome. Huge fight coming up, and I'll be defending in mountains. I'll even be leading my own army. Hey, we won the battle. And the enemy is already back. Let's get ourselves on those mountains again. Oh no. Run, go guys, go. Okay, we made it to the ocean. Now I'll sail to their capital and start sieging. The enemy troops are coming over, so I'm gonna run away again. They bought a ton of mercenaries and are way too strong for us to beat in battle. With just one group, I don't think I'll be able to siege quick enough to win the war. It's time for guerrilla warfare, baby. I'm splitting up my armies, sending them to different parts of the country to siege. Surely this won't be an issue. I got an army of peasants and siege units on each of the varying islands, and we're up to 84% war score. Oh crap, they're gonna catch me. Oh no, they got multiple of my armies. I'm simply not strong enough to win this war. Maybe if I started with the guerrilla warfare strategy, I could have won. I mean, I still want to fight China, so I need to take a state bordering them. Man, with organized muster rolls, our peasants will be reproducing like rabbits. That took longer than expected, but now we officially border China. Unfortunately, there's no way we could beat them in a legitimate war. Half the time in CK3, China is totally worthless and a complete mess, but in this game, boy are they strong. And there's worse things to worry about. Genghis Khan is here, and he's already got an army of over 40,000. The game is even trying to get me to submit. I suppose this is where the peasant land story ends. On the verge of world domination, but just not quite strong enough to beat the people in Asia. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and make sure to subscribe. Shout out to the channel members. Comment something stupid so I have an idea for my next video. Okay, thanks, bye.